My name is Tommy Avallone. I'm the director of I Love You, You Hate Me.
It's a really great documentary. I want to say that first and
Oh,
foremost.
thank you.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
What brought you to it? Were you a Barney fan, or what made you want to watch it?
For me, I'm just like interested in a lot of things about children's shows and everything like that.
Okay,
And I thought it was a really cool idea. So I went and checked
nice.
it out.
Cool,
And
man.
I wanted to talk to you about it.
Cool.
In the beginning, it starts off with in 1988, Cheryl Leach created a monster.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I mean, not all monsters are bad, right? You got Monsters Inc. Who's to say Sully's a bad character, or Mike from Monsters Inc. So she did create a monster in that this thing was everywhere. It was a beast to be noticed. It was something that you couldn't do anything without seeing a Barney somewhere, some way. Even if you did not have a child. I mean, obviously, if you had a child, it was there. But walking through anything, any sort of store, television, late night TV, people were making fun of it, mentioning it, bringing it up. It was just something that was always around. So for sure. And in so many ways, we actually kind of like made a comparison about like Frankenstein, where it's like Dr. Frankenstein made this monster because he wanted to bring something to life, and people were so scared of it that it led to bad things. In so many ways, Cheryl created this thing that wanted to teach you how to love, and it was our reaction, the fear of the word love, maybe the color purple or whatever, that we just kind of tried to burn it at the stake.
Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah. I noticed in the documentary you didn't really stop short at all. Like it was like it wasn't lazy. It was very, you know what I'm saying, in depth. You had like the entire cast and crew and even a few surprise guests and everything, like Steve and
Yeah, and we definitely got like I mean, there's so many people included in Barney, so we definitely did miss some, and some we unfortunately had to cut. We did about like 45 different interviews, and 2 hours. You try to get as many as you can in there, but for sure, yeah, we were lucky to kind of get the murders row of children's programming with Bill Nye and Steve from Blue's Clues. We actually interviewed Stick Stigley, but we couldn't put him in. We did a Zoom with Tinky Winky, but he was in Europe, so we couldn't like get him over for the during the production.
Would you ever like consider putting the extra footage up, the extra
That's really
interviews?
not my call. Well, so Tinky Winky, we never like formally recorded him. We just started talking to him on Zoom, just like just doing research and stuff like that. He was a great dude, and then we have this amazing interview with Stick Stigley, but like we're interviewing real people all the time. When you interview a stick, it's actual character, so it's like legally we didn't we it was a last minute thing that we tried to do, and we tried to get someone from Nickelodeon to be like okay it, but we just couldn't hear back in time. It was our fault. We should have tried to do something. It was like a last minute thing. We're like, oh, we should do Stick Stigley, but we
Yeah.
we have the voice of Stick Stigley, and I made the stick, and it was awesome. So
Yeah, that sounds awesome. In the doc, you interviewed Andrew Olson
yeah,
of Barney History Fans.
yeah.
Would you say that the doc is for fans of the show, or like, in other words, like who's the audience that you had in mind
Sure.
for it?
Yeah, we never like. I made a documentary about Santa Claus, like people who dress like Santa Claus, and the Santas would at first would get upset that like we interviewed like a swinger Santa, or like a gay Santa or a drunk Santa, and I was like, I'm not making it for Santas. I'm making it for everyone. And for Barney, like we dived into like the history of Barney to make sense. I mean, our story was really about like why do we hate the things we hate, and where does hate come from? And in so many ways, when you hate something, you dehumanize someone. And it was important to us to humanize Barney in the show's creator, the voice of Barney, the body of Barney, and really humanize the people behind that. So you do get a biography in some sense, but it doesn't go deep as much as the fans probably wanted. So I wouldn't say it was made for the fans. I would say the fans should appreciate it. Maybe "should's" the wrong word. Can appreciate it, but it definitely wasn't made for the fans. It was made for anyone really.
All right, cool. Also, you interviewed the creator of the I Hate Barney Secret Society and the Barney bashing event, and Sean Breen, the leader of the jihad to destroy Barney.
Yeah.
Um, how did you find out about these groups? And when you did you ever fall on either side?
I'm not a judgy guy. I'm open to anyone's side. I just listen, you know. But yeah. So the Sean Breen for the Jihad to Destroy Barney, Trent Johnson, my producer, he found him, and we knew about the Jihad because it was, if you go to like Barney's, the like actual Wikipedia page, there's a Barney anti-Barney humor section, and they mentioned the Jihad.
Okay.
So that was funny, and I think they might have mentioned the I Hate Barney Secret Society. All these people were actually very difficult to get to, you know, like because there's no manager, there's no agent, you know, they're not on Facebook still talking about it or anything like that. So it's something you really had to do this sort of research to get to. You know, I remember when Rob from the I Hate Barney Secret Society said he was going to do the movie, we're like, yes, you know, because it's just like, you know, are these people still alive? Do they exist? You know?
Yeah. Well, speaking of him, he spoke about like his struggles that he had in his personal life in the doc. How did you feel about him being so open to discuss that?
Yeah, I mean, it just shows you, like, I think one thing I've learned by doing this sort of thing is anytime someone says they hate something, I try to go and think, well, where is this coming from? And it's quite obvious when a guy creates the I Hate Barney Secret Society, because, you know, and he talks about in his thing about the Barney addict and the dysfunctional family. And, you know, and when he opens up and talks about how he was an alcoholic and he was going through a divorce, it's quite obvious he's pulling from his own life, and Barney's just hitting these insecurities. You know, it's like, you know, his daughter loves Barney. He comes home from work, but the daughter rather see Barney than him. You know, like it's just hitting all these notes. And Bob West, the voice of Barney, he was like, you know, it was never about Barney that the people hated. It was like a mirror to show you what you didn't like about yourself. So just hit all his trigger points.
Okay, cool. I'm sure you had a great time meeting all the people involved in the doc. Could you talk a little about that? Like maybe who might have been a really enjoyable person that you talked to or interviewed?
Well, I mean, who doesn't love Steve Burns, right? Like that was a great little hangout we had there, and he was awesome. Meeting Bill Nye was amazing. I remember, you know, 8th grade science class, those TVs would roll in and we get to watch Bill Nye. It was a great day. But you know, just meeting some of these people from Barney, you know, I knew nothing about Barney besides that it existed when I started this. So to meet like David Voss and see how like a kind soul he is, or David Joyner and how much of a unique person he is, you know, Leah, Ricky, like all these like people, Stephen White, the writer of Barney. I mean, what an amazing person. Like he used to write for Chuck E. Cheese. He's just so funny. He's like so funny. So it was great because it's like, you know, I did the Bill Murray stories, you have an idea about Bill Murray, you know, or I Am Santa Claus, you have an idea about like Christmas, but like Barney, I just knew that song, you know, so.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, it came out absolutely beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
No problem, man. What's your history in directing? Like, how did you get into film?
Yeah, I have I guess a weird history. Like I just had a camera, you know, like when I was 10 years old or 11 years old, me and my friends would, you know, beat up like a wrestling dummy and pretend we were WWE superstars, you know, like, well, at the time WWF, but like, you know, we just thought we were funny. Then we eventually started like trying to do skits like Mad TV, you know, we thought we were funny. And eventually tried to make skits and stuff like that. I worked in radio for a long time. I wanted to be Kevin Smith, so me and my friends sort of tried to make movies like that. Eventually kind of rolled into making documentaries. You know, I produced a scripted movie called Miss December that Kevin Smith put out. And we were at a festival and Morgan Spurlock was there, you know, Super Size Me fame. And we just had a mutual friend, and I started talking to him, and I was like, you know, I have this idea for a documentary about people who portray Santa Claus. He's like, that's a great idea. You should do it. And I kind of just took that and I just did Santa. And then I produced Ghost Heads, and I made the Bill Murray stories. I made Waldo and Weed. I produced this movie about Guar, and then Barney. And now I'm doing this other doc right now. It's called The House From. And it's all about people who live in famous houses like Full House, Friday, Home Alone, Uncle Buck, Twilight, all these houses. And we have a Kickstarter for it. It's called thehousefrom.com. So it was kind of just like a snowball, just like, always having a camera in my hand and knowing I wanted to do something, thinking I wanted to be Kevin Smith, but open to the idea of shifting that, and just became my own person who made documentaries,
Yeah, that's really cool. I really like the idea of The House From. That's a really nice idea.
Yeah, that was one of those things we tried to pitch as a TV show, and people just didn't think there was much stakes or drama and all that sort of stuff, and we're like, forget it, we'll just do it ourselves.
Yeah.
We've been to so many different houses, so it's been fun.
Yeah, hopefully when that comes out, we can have you back to do another interview.
In Atlanta, you guys probably have like all the Stranger Things, the locations and all that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah, I think they are. I haven't seen them personally, but
okay,
I believe so.
Somewhere in Georgia, I believe.
Yeah. We have like I know we have, I don't know, of Medea?
Yeah. I have Diary of a Black Woman somewhere around here.
Yeah, I think the house that's in that movie is in Atlanta.
I guess the show Atlanta probably films there too, right?
I believe so.
That's a great show.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had the opportunity to watch it yet, but I've been wanting to look into it.
Do yourself a favor. I have the first 2 seasons right up there.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I look forward to your upcoming projects, and I really look forward to The House From. That one sounds like so amazing to me. Do you have any other upcoming projects after, or?
I'm supposed to be producing something next after that, but I was on a podcast once and I started mentioning like stuff that like almost was about to happen and it didn't happen. So I feel like I jinxed myself.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I just keep hustling and keep trying to do stuff. And yeah, it's Barney's out now. The I Love You, You Hate Me on Peacock, and then thehousefrom.com. We're doing that, and that'll probably be out beginning of next year. And then yeah, just a couple other things we're pitching and putting together. So.
All right, cool. Well, I wish you the absolute best on your future endeavors. Is there any like social media or anything that you want to shout out? Sure.
Well, I mean, it's my name, but I don't know. It's Tommy Avallone, Avallone 3. And that's on Instagram and Twitter. So yeah, Instagram's my thing. Twitter, whatever, but like I got the blue check,
Yeah. All right, cool, man. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming through. Special thanks to Tommy Avallone for doing this interview. He was an amazing guest. It was awesome to have him, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully we can have him back soon. One thing that we can do to make sure that happens is if you guys go and support the Kickstarter for The House From, and let him and everyone else know that you support this project and that you do want to see it. Also, go check out I Love You, You Hate Me on Peacock right now. Once again, special thanks to Tommy Avallone, and thank you guys for watching. Make sure you click like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know who you want me to interview next. Let me know who you would like to see on the show. And also click that bell icon to make sure that you get notified the next time that I release a new video. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.